Hey guys and welcome! Today I want to introduce my new mod called Grass's Tinted Realms, which adds custom grasses, leaves and plants with many different colors. At this moment mod is available on Forge 121, but other versions, include at least Neoforge, are in preparation. Let's start the showcase with just present blocks that mod introduce. We can see here grass blocks with slabs, leaves and some plants corresponding to the vanilla ones like acacia leaves, birch leaves, etc. First, we have 23 colors identical to vanilla, which occur in specific biomes. So now you can place, for example, a grass block, which color normally occurs in the jungle in any other biome, and it will not change its color. This is an accurate representation of the colors of vanilla biomes, but with a few exceptions. For example, there are no plants in the cherry biome color, because this biome uses the color palette of the plains biome. But the mod allows you to apply this shade to plants as well. Similar is with forest uses dark forest and mangrove uses swamp. As an addition, since many people find the default colors of the cherry biome to be weak, a better cherry color has been added, and here how it looks. Pretty nice, right? So let's go back. Besides to the colors of the biomes, we also have standard dye colors. Resources colors. And last, additional shades of green. For now, that's all. If the mod's users will have ideas for new good colors, I don't rule out adding them. But okay, we have many colors now, but how obtain tinted blocks? It depends on block kind. Plants and leaves are quite different than grass blocks and slabs. If we look at the blocks list, we can see that the different colors of grass blocks are independent of each other. It's different with leaves and plants. Here each kind is one. The reason for this is that the blocks would become too many. Every type of leaf and plant multiplied by every color. And this way it is simple, nice and elegant. So grass blocks are made just simply in crafting table. Here I show some of the ingredients that are used to create certain colors. The list of colors and their ingredients can be found in the info section on GitHub, or if you have the Partially mod installed in the included lexicon. To make tinted grass, you always need a grass block, and a specific ingredient that indicates the color. And then we just place the blocks as usual, like normal grass block. Both grass blocks and plants have all their vanilla functionality, including animals being able to eat colored grass. So that's it for dyeing grass. What about plants? To get colorful leaves and plants, we first need a few things. First, dyes. Vanilla ones for Origin 16 colors or new one for rest. I'll tell you how to create them in a moment. Second, dyeing tool, which is obtained from the following recipe. Third, shears or auto pruner, which is just a better shears and is obtained from the following recipe. And last, dyeing station, new station block, which is obtained from the following recipe. And in this station, we can prepare new dyes. Similar to the grass blocks, we use the same ingredients to add color, but instead of grass, we use a bucket of water and a phantom membrane. Now, it's possible to add color to the new tool. This action consumes 32 pieces of dye. Later, you can refill tool. Every one dye, refill 64 of durability, and it is only way to do this. Mending enchant is not able. However, you can disable dye consumption by using the infinite enchant. You can also take off color by using water bucket instead of ingredients. The station can set color automatically. Simply set the hoppers on the appropriate sides and drop the appropriate items into them. Here I have prepared several tools with different colors. But before we go to dyeing, we still need to add Silk Touch enchantment to shears or auto pruner. This mod adds the ability to apply this enchantment to shears. For now, let's just use only shears. The plants in front of me are vanilla plants. When we use shears with the Silk Touch enchantment, the plants will be changed into their mod counterpart. The default color is then the color used by the plains biome. And now just need to simply use tool on plants. You can freely change the color at any time. Also, you can always switch back to the vanilla plant by using the shears again. The same goes for potted plants, but here's a little bonus. In addition to the regular vanilla plants, the mod adds new ones that couldn't grow in pots before. These are big drip leaf, sugar cane, kelp, vine, small drip leaf, seagrass, and grass. Water plants have water in pot and vines have jungle bark. All of this and this 3 of vanilla can be changed into tinted potted plants, also can be switched back to the vanilla. The mod also adds the ability to place grass, ferns, or vines between the bars, as if they were growing on them. To do this, press and hold the running key, and then simply click. To remove a plant, use regular shears. Enchanted shears will change the plant to its counterpart. You can also simply replace them without removing them with shears, and of course, such plants can also be dyed. What's more, in the case of vines, they can be on both sides of the bars. Simply repeat their placement when already on one side. With 3 or 4 connecting bars, there are more possibilities for vine placement depending on which side you click on. also diagonally if you click at the top. Enchanted shears can also be used on a grass block to turn it into a vanilla grass block. And we can also use shears on this block to turn it into its mod counterpart. I will show you a little later what such a block is useful for. For now, let's get back to dyeing the leaves. That's pretty cool in itself, isn't it? But if we had to change all the individual leaves on the tree one by one, it would be very tedious. And that's exactly what automatic pruner is for. Let's make one. Every diamond auto pruner can be upgraded into netherite auto pruner, which is much more durable. You can use both for almost anything. I'll cover one exception at the end of this video. Now let's make 3 versions of this tool. The first without the enchantments. The second with the Silk Touch enchantment. And the third, which is new, also with the channeling enchantment. Additional shears also can be enchanted with channeling, but the reason I will show also on the end. To make it easier to check what enchantments the tool has, they are displayed on the screen when you grab this tool. When having an auto pruner with the Silk Touch enchantment, we can change the entire tree crown at once. Just simply use it on log. This mechanic also works on logs placed by the player. With the Jade mod, using this tool we can also see how many logs, leaves, and vines the tree has. As in the previous cases, we can return to vanilla leaves at any time. And if we use tools on a tree with vines, these will also be changed. But maybe we don't want to change the vines, or maybe we just want to change only them? And that's where the channeling enchant comes in. Using the automatic pruner with this enchantment will only change the leaves. Crouching while using the tool will only change the vines. The same goes for the dyeing tool. Automatic pruner try to change the leaves of only the given tree. It's not always perfect because the game doesn't keep track of what a tree is, but it usually works very well, even if the trees are directly touching each other. And one last thing about this tool, by default, the mod merges all logs of the same type. For example, oak log and stripped oak log. This can be changed in the config file. If the tree has different blocks and you want to merge them, just press and hold the sprint key. If you have the Jade mod, you will see right away that it will change the displayed information about the tree, and you will be able to change the leaves. The same will be true for the channeling enchantment. Now let's go to the other side. If we can use an automatic pruner to change leaves, why not to cut them? And if we can use it to cut leaves, why not let the whole tree be cut down? Of course, yes, it is possible. This feature is compatible with the Dynamic Trees mod. Simply trees from this mod will be cut down according to its own mechanics. Unfortunately, at least for now, it is not possible to color trees with this mod. It has a specific way of generating leaves, and it is problematic to refer to them. Returning to the functionality of this mod, an axe with the Silk Touch enchantment shows the same information as the auto pruner and the dyeing tool. A regular axe does not have this option, and only this one can cut down a tree trunk. But be careful, when cutting down a trunk, the leaves will remain in place as they normally do and will slowly start to decay. If you want to cut them down, you need to do that first and only then cut down the trunk. Just like before, the mechanics of connecting logs apply here when pressing the sprinting key. This also works on crimson and warped stems. Now let's take a look at the behavior of grass blocks. As I said, all the mod's blocks have their vanilla capabilities, but the mod introduces one more property, fertile. By default, it is set to true. It can be changed with regular shears, that is, without the Silk Touch enchantment. To refertilize the block, use bone meal. If the fertile property is set to false and then used shears again, grass block will turn it into dirt and grass will be dropped. When fertile is set to true, the grass will spread like in vanilla. False means nothing will happen. Same thing goes for the fake grass block. This block takes on the color of the biome. It is indistinguishable from a regular one, but has this one extra state that prevents grass from spreading. And it also counteracts behavior from other mods, like immersive weathering, which causes plants to spread as well. They will not appear on this block unless it is added to the immersive weathering config. The next block is Podzol, which has been given a slablic and fake counterpart, both with fertile state to prevent vanilla and other mods' behaviors. It is also possible to use bone meal on it. Ferns and mushrooms will grow similar to the grass on grass block. In addition, it can now spread. Mycelium got the same features. The next block that got slab version is soul sand. Bubble column works with any slab variant and push upwards like vanilla. Nylium blocks also have the same functions as podzol and mycelium. They have a fertile state and can be changed between vanilla and mod versions. Cutting with regular shears will cause them to turn into netherrack and drop roots. They can also spread, and huge fungus grows normally when bone meal is used on fungus. The mod introduces a slab version of a large number of blocks that do not have it. Many mods have this function, and it was not the original intention. However, introducing one thing forced the introduction of another. Grass slab requires dirt slab. This in turn requires coursed and rooted slab. These require slab mud, and this one also clay slab and packet mud slab. On the other hand, when is soul sand slab, there should be also soul soil and magma slab. And if there is a soul soil slab, there should also be a blue ice slab, and behind it the remaining ice slabs, a real headache with dependencies. In future updates of the mod, more may be added since so many have already been introduced, but for now there are just 18 here. Each of course has 3 variants, bottom, top, and double. Most don't need much explanation. They simply replicate the functionality of full blocks. So now just a really quick review of each. Ice slab simply melts from light sources and enables sliding, including by boat. But on bottom variant player will walk like on regular block. Sands and gravel can fall, and the fall on another slab causes them to connect. Falling into torches causes a drop. Slab moss can spread like vanilla. As previous said, if we have a soul sand slab, we would also need a magma slab to be able to build a bubble lift down. Walking on causes damage, but Frost Walker enchant prevent it like on vanilla block. Next slab is clay. Mining a slab without silk touch enchantment will cause drop of 2 clay balls. Mining a double variant will cause drop of 4. We have slab grasses, so also have a dirt slabs with rooted and coursed variants. All of them, meaning slab grasses too, can be transformed into a dirt path and a farmland. Except rooted dirt. This one will drop roots when used hoe. All dirt slabs versions can also be transformed into mud slab using water bottle. Unfortunately, lingering bottles and splash bottles not works now. And since I mentioned mud slab, it can be turned into clay slab with a dripstone. Falling blocks such as sand will drop when touch mud, and of course packed mud slab can be created from it. And again, if we have soil sand slab, we should have also soil slab. This block can convert lava into basalt block. Works with vanilla blue ice block and blue ice slab. Fire lit on it becomes soul fire, same is on soul sand slab. Exist mud slab, so also muddy roots slab exist. Just like a full block, this one also rotates depending on how it is placed. And finally, let's take a closer look at the previously mentioned farmland slab and dirt slab path. You can create a bottom slab farmland, but you can't plant on it by default. You can change this in the config file, and it will apply to every slab from the mod, which allows you to plant the plants on bottom variant. Of course, on the top and double variants, plants will grow normally. Pumpkins and watermelons can grow on top slabs, but by default they can't grow on the bottom. If it is any grass block, it will be converted to dirt as per vanilla behavior. However, if the block has its fertile state set to false, the block will remain unchanged. There's not much more to say about the dirt paths. They simply come in all three slab variants. Like all the previous ones, they can be made from all dirt slabs and grass slabs. As we approach the end, there is one more new item to present, dyeing bone meal. It is created in exactly the same way as the dyeing tool. And same like before, we can reset color by using water bucket. This bone meal is not used to color plants, but to creating already colored ones. The color of the block it is used on does not matter, only the color of the bone meal matters. Same as before, plants cannot be created on bottom slabs if right option in the config file was not changed. But that's not all. Bone meal can now be used on few plants that previously didn't allow it. This includes both vanilla plants and those added by this mod. Using vanilla bone meal will create plants that are identical to their type. Using dyeing bone meal on mod plants will create plants that are identical bone meal color. The use of bone meal also applies to flowers, but they do not change color. However, you cannot use bone meal on a wither rose, and torch flower has a reduced chance for bone meal to work. The last one of the standard features is the ability to create a dead bush from tree saplings. Just need standard shears, but this not work on mangrove propagule. I also forgot to mention one feature earlier regarding the colored leaves. They have two color versions. The regular one, which I already showed, and the lightened one, which can be obtained by using the unenchanted shears on the leaves block. The tropical leaves have for variants, and they differ in whether the fruits also take on color, like in the vanilla behavior, or not. With an unenchanted pruner, you can change the entire tree crown at once. To do this, press and hold the crouching key. Finally, a few additions not strictly related to the matter of the mod. Sometimes you only want to place the top variant of slab, so you have to place a block first and then aim well at the previous slab each time, which of course sometimes doesn't work out. And it's a matter of another improvement. If you press and hold the sprint key while placing the slab, the top slab will be set immediately. Now, you can use any shears with silk touch on slim piston to turn it into piston. It will drop a slime ball, but it also works the other way around. And you can use slime ball on piston to turn it into slime piston. I said at the beginning that the channeling enchantments can now be used on the shears, and that's the reason. If the shears also have the silk touch enchantments, it becomes possible to extract the Eye of Ender from the portal frame, which will close the portal to the end. You can also craft a portal frame and place it wherever you want. However, this is a very final feature due to the ingredients needed to craft it. Besides the easily available end stone, these include an echo shard, and crystal, nether star, and dragon hay. This frame is also unbreakable with the standard methods, but using a netherite auto pruner with the channeling and silk touch enchants, you can extract it. Remember, this will not work on portal in stronghold. Important, portal will work only if you will build it looking from center, like this. These features are compatible with the End Remastered mod, and you can extract eyes from it. As we approach the end, I would like to show you a few more little recipes that are missing in vanilla. I would like to remind you that most of the mod's features can be enabled and disabled in the config file. There are two more functions that I haven't shown. Both are client-side only. First, when the game loads, information about its startup time will be displayed. You can see such a prompt on the screen now. And second, plants such as grass are planted with a random offset. They are not in the middle of the block. You can change this in the config file. Currently, the mod is compatible with the Biomes Plenty mod when it comes to features related to dying leaves and vines and cutting down trees. Further compatibilities are in preparation. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. You can find it for download on both CurseForge and Modern, links in the description.